Subscribing is like offering your soul to the God Emperor, except this time you'll get new videos instead of eternal servitude. Hit that button unless you're a heretic. Thunder Warriors. These superhuman warriors, precursors to the mighty Space Marines, played a pivotal role in the unification of Terra under the Emperor's rule. Yet their story remains largely untold, their fate a subject of whispered rumors and fragmented records. The Thunder Warriors were the Emperor's first genetically enhanced soldiers, created to bring Terra under his control during the Unification Wars. They were designed to be living weapons, far stronger and more resilient than ordinary humans, capable of facing the myriad threats that plagued old Earth. However, their existence was brief, and their disappearance from Imperial records has led to countless theories and speculations. The official Imperial stance maintains that the Thunder Warriors were phased out after the Unification Wars, their purpose fulfilled. But whispers in the darkest corners of the Imperium suggest a far more sinister fate. Were they truly erased from history, or is there more to their story? The truth, as always in the world of Warhammer 40,000, is complex and multifaceted. To understand the Thunder Warriors, we must delve into the tumultuous period of the Age of Strife, when Terra was a fractured world of warring techno-barbarians and mutant tribes. It was in this crucible of conflict that the Emperor emerged, bringing with him the vision of a united humanity. The Thunder Warriors were his instruments of conquest, the first step in a grand plan that would eventually lead to the creation of the Imperium of Man. Their genetic enhancements were crude by later standards, but incredibly effective. Thunder Warriors towered over normal humans, their muscles bulging with superhuman strength. Their minds were honed for combat, filled with an unquenchable thirst for battle and glory. They were living siege engines capable of breaking any defense and crushing any foe that stood in the Emperor's path. Yet, for all their might, the Thunder Warriors were flawed creations. Their enhanced physiology was unstable, prone to degradation and mental instability. They were weapons designed for a specific purpose, not meant to endure beyond their immediate use. This inherent flaw in their design would play a crucial role in their ultimate fate. As we explore the true origins of the Thunder Warriors, we will uncover the reasons behind their creation, the extent of their capabilities, and the dark secrets surrounding their disappearance. We will examine the evidence, both official and apocryphal, to piece together a narrative that has been all but erased from Imperial records. The story of the Thunder Warriors is not just a tale of superhuman warriors and genetic engineering. It is a window into the early days of the Imperium, a glimpse of the Emperor's grand vision, and the lengths to which he was willing to go to achieve it. It raises questions about the nature of sacrifice, the ethics of creating living weapons, and the true cost of humanity's survival in a hostile universe. As we delve deeper into this narrative, we will encounter figures both famous and obscure. We will explore the legacies left behind by the Thunder Warriors, their impact on the development of the Space Marines, and the echoes of their existence that still resonate in the 41st millennium. From the blood-soaked battlefields of Terra to the hidden laboratories where they were created, we will follow the trail of the Thunder Warriors to uncover the truth behind their origins and fate. Prepare to challenge everything you thought you knew about the early days of the Imperium. The story of the Thunder Warriors is a tale of glory and tragedy, of unparalleled heroism and dark secrets. It is a crucial piece of the puzzle in understanding the foundations upon which the Imperium of Man was built, and the true nature of the being known as the Emperor of Mankind. The Thunder Warriors emerged during the tumultuous period known as the Age of Strife, a dark era marked by warp storms that isolated Terra from its colonies. As old Earth descended into chaos, countless techno-barbarian warlords vied for supremacy amidst the ruins of fallen civilizations. It was in this fractured landscape that the Emperor revealed himself, embarking on a quest to reunite humanity under his rule. Recognizing the need for a force capable of overwhelming the entrenched warlords and their armies, he set about creating the Thunder Warriors. The exact date of their inception remains a mystery, lost to the ravages of time and deliberate obfuscation. However, it is believed that the first Thunder Warriors were unleashed upon Terra approximately in the 29th millennium. Their creation marked a significant leap in genetic engineering, far surpassing anything achieved during the Dark Age of technology. The Emperor drew upon his vast knowledge of human genetics and warp-based sciences to forge these living weapons. Each Thunder Warrior was created through a complex process that involved extensive genetic modification, chemical augmentation, and psycho-indoctrination. The result was a warrior of unparalleled might, standing head and shoulders above even the most formidable human soldiers. As the unification wars raged across Terra, the Thunder Warriors proved their worth time and again. They spearheaded assaults on the most heavily fortified strongholds, broke the back of seemingly invincible armies, and instilled terror in the hearts of the Emperor's enemies. Their very presence on the battlefield often led to the surrender of opposing forces, such was their fearsome reputation. One of the most notable campaigns involving the Thunder Warriors was the Siege of where they faced the techno-barbarian fortress of Cardinal Tang. The siege had dragged on for years, with conventional forces unable to breach the formidable defenses. The Thunder Warriors, led by the Emperor himself, shattered the stalemate in a single day of furious combat, earning them the moniker the Unifiers. Another legendary battle took place in the Caucasus Wastes, where the Thunder Warriors faced off against the gene-enhanced warriors of the Ethnarchy. This conflict showcased their ability to adapt to various combat situations, from open field battles to close quarters fighting in the labyrinthine underground complexes of the region. As the unification wars progressed, the Thunder Warriors' role evolved. Initially deployed as shock troops, they later took on more specialized roles. Some units were tasked with hunting down and eliminating rival gene-forged warriors, while others were employed in surgical strikes against enemy leadership. The pinnacle of the Thunder Warriors' achievements came during the Battle of Mount Ararat, the final and most brutal conflict of the Unification Wars. Here, they faced their greatest challenge, the Adamantium League, a powerful confederation of techno-barbarian states. The battle raged for weeks, with the Thunder Warriors pushing themselves to the very limits of their enhanced physiology. In the aftermath of their victory, however, cracks began to show in the Thunder Warriors' facade of invincibility. Reports of erratic behavior and uncontrolled violence became more frequent. Some warriors succumbed to rapid physical deterioration, their bodies unable to cope with the strain of their enhancements. As Terra finally stood united under the Emperor's rule, the fate of the Thunder Warriors took a dark turn. Official records claim they were honored for their service and gradually phased out as the Space Marine legions came to the fore. Yet persistent rumors speak of a more sinister end. The most controversial account suggests a purge orchestrated by the Emperor himself, carried out by the early Space Marines and Legio Custodes. This event, known in hushed whispers as the Outcast Dead, allegedly saw the majority of Thunder Warriors eliminated in a single night of violence. While the truth of their fate remains shrouded in mystery, the impact of the Thunder Warriors on the nascent Imperium is undeniable. They paved the way for the genetic marvels that would follow, from the Space Marines to the Primarchs. Their legacy lives on in the genetic memory of their successors, and in the whispered legends that still circulate among those who remember the early days of the Imperium. The story of the Thunder Warriors serves as a stark reminder of the lengths to which the Emperor was willing to go in pursuit of his vision for humanity. It raises uncomfortable questions about the nature of sacrifice and the true cost of unity, questions that continue to resonate in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. Thunder Warriors stood apart from ordinary humans in ways that extended far beyond their imposing physical stature. Their genetic enhancements granted them abilities that bordered on the superhuman, making them living weapons of unparalleled destructive capacity. Physically, they towered over baseline humans, their massive frames rippling with augmented musculature. A Thunder Warrior could easily lift several times their own body weight and crush steel with their bare hands. Their bones were reinforced with adamantium, rendering them nearly unbreakable and allowing them to withstand impacts that would pulverize a normal human. Their cardiovascular system underwent significant modifications, featuring an enhanced twin-heart setup that pumped hyper-oxygenated blood through their bodies. This granted them incredible stamina and the ability to operate at peak performance for extended periods without rest. Their lungs were similarly altered, capable of filtering out toxins and allowing them to breathe in environments that would be lethal to unaugmented humans. The Thunder Warriors' nervous system received extensive upgrades, resulting in reflexes and reaction times far beyond human norms. They could process information and respond to threats with preternatural speed, making them nearly impossible to outmaneuver in combat situations. Their sensory organs were enhanced to provide heightened awareness of their surroundings. Improved eyesight allowed them to see clearly in low-light conditions and at extreme distances. Their hearing was acute enough to pick up whispers from across a battlefield, and their sense of smell could detect minute traces of chemicals or explosives. One of the most notable features of the Thunder Warriors was their pain suppression abilities. Through a combination of genetic modification and intense psycho-indoctrination, they could ignore wounds that would incapacitate or kill a normal human. This allowed them to fight on even when grievously injured, making them terrifying opponents on the battlefield. The Thunder Warriors' minds were as heavily modified as their bodies. Their cognitive functions were enhanced, granting them eidetic memory and the ability to process complex tactical information rapidly. However, this came at a cost. Many Thunder Warriors struggled with emotional instability and bouts of uncontrollable rage, a side effect of their augmentations and the constant state of combat readiness they were engineered to maintain. Their combat training was extensive and brutal, surpassing anything seen before or since in human history. From the moment of their creation, Thunder Warriors were immersed in warfare. They were trained in every conceivable form of combat, from hand-to-hand fighting to the use of the most advanced weaponry available during the Unification Wars. The armor worn by Thunder Warriors was a testament to the technological prowess of the Emperor's artisans. Crafted from advanced ceramite and adamantium alloys, it provided protection far superior to anything fielded by their adversaries. The armor was also equipped with auto-senses and targeting systems, further enhancing the warriors' combat effectiveness. Their primary weapon was the Thunderbolt, a massive two-handed chainsword capable of tearing through the heaviest armor. They also wielded bolters, early versions of the iconic weapon later used by Space Marines. These bolters fired mass-reactive shells that exploded after penetrating the target, causing devastating damage. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Thunder Warriors was their ability to enter a state known as battle sleep. This trance-like condition allowed them to rest and recuperate rapidly between engagements, minimizing downtime and maximizing their combat readiness. Despite their incredible abilities, the Thunder Warriors were not without flaws. Their genetic enhancements were unstable, leading to physical and mental degradation over time. Many suffered from shortened lifespans, with their bodies literally burning out from the strain of their augmentations. The Thunder Warriors' creation process was far from perfect, resulting in a high failure rate. Many aspirants died during the augmentation procedures, and even successful candidates often suffered from genetic instabilities that manifested later in life. Their mental conditioning, while effective in creating fearless warriors, also produced individuals ill-suited for anything but warfare. Thunder Warriors often struggled with concepts like mercy or restraint, making them difficult to control once the fires of battle were lit. These flaws would ultimately contribute to the Thunder Warriors' downfall, as they became increasingly unstable and unreliable as the Unification Wars drew to a close. However, their legacy lived on in the creation of the Space Marines, who benefited from the lessons learned during the Thunder Warrior Project. The key features of the Thunder Warriors paint a picture of warriors pushed to the very limits of human potential. They were living embodiments of the Emperor's will, forged in the crucible of genetic science and tempered in the fires of the Unification Wars. Their strengths and weaknesses alike would shape the future of the Imperium, influencing the development of transhuman warriors for millennia to come. Thunder Warriors occupy a unique niche in the sprawling tapestry of Warhammer 40,000 lore. They represent a crucial link between the bygone era of human civilization and the grim, war-torn future of the 41st millennium. Their existence serves as a testament to the Emperor's grand vision and the lengths to which he was willing to go to achieve it. In the chronology of the Imperium, Thunder Warriors mark the beginning of the Emperor's direct intervention in human affairs. They predate the establishment of the Adeptus Astartes, the Imperial Army, and even the Imperium itself. This positions them as progenitors of the transhuman warriors that would come to define the military might of humanity in the millennia to come. The Thunder Warriors' role in the unification of Terra cannot be overstated. They were the vanguard of the Emperor's forces, spearheading the conquest of the techn-barbarian nations that had divided humanity's cradle world. Their actions laid the groundwork for the eventual creation of the Imperium of Man, making them instrumental in shaping the future of the human race. However, their place in Imperial history is complicated by their subsequent fate. The apparent purge of the Thunder Warriors following the Unification Wars casts a shadow over the early days of the Imperium. It raises questions about the Emperor's methods and the true cost of humanity's ascendancy, themes that resonate throughout the Warhammer 40,000 universe. The Thunder Warriors serve as a dark mirror to the Space Marines, highlighting the advancements made in genetic engineering between the two generations of enhanced warriors. While Space Marines are known for their longevity and stability, Thunder Warriors were volatile and short-lived. This contrast underscores the experimental nature of the Emperor's early work and the sacrifices made in the name of progress. In the broader context of the setting, Thunder Warriors represent a missing link in the evolution of Imperial military forces. They bridge the gap between unaugmented human soldiers and the superhuman Space Marines. This evolutionary step is crucial for understanding the technological and scientific progression of the Imperium. The legacy of the Thunder Warriors extends beyond their direct contributions to the Unification Wars. Their creation established precedents that would influence Imperial policy and technology for millennia. The use of genetic enhancement, the concept of transhuman warriors, and the willingness to sacrifice individuals for the greater good of humanity all trace their roots back to the Thunder Warrior project. Within the Adeptus Mechanicus, the knowledge gained from creating the Thunder Warriors formed the basis for further advancements in biotechnology and genetic manipulation. While much of this knowledge was lost or deliberately obscured over time, its echoes can be seen in various Imperial technologies, from the creation of servitors to the maintenance of Space Marine gene seed. The secrecy surrounding the fate of the Thunder Warriors aligns with the broader themes of hidden truths and buried histories prevalent in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. Their story serves as a reminder that the Imperium's official histories often obscure darker truths, a concept that adds depth and complexity to the setting. In the realm of Imperial mythology, Thunder Warriors occupy an ambiguous position. While their existence is acknowledged in some historical texts, detailed accounts of their deeds are rare. They are often portrayed as legendary figures from a bygone age, their true nature obscured by time and propaganda. This mythological status adds to the mystique surrounding them and fuels endless speculation among scholars and conspiracy theorists within the Imperium. The Thunder Warriors also serve as a cautionary tale within the narrative of the Imperium. Their instability and eventual downfall highlight the dangers of unchecked ambition and the potential pitfalls of genetic manipulation. This aspect of their story resonates with the Imperium's general distrust of innovation and change, reinforcing the conservative mindset that dominates Imperial culture in the 41st millennium. From a meta-narrative perspective, the Thunder Warriors provide authors and game designers with a rich vein of lore to explore. Their existence opens up possibilities for stories set during the Unification Wars, a period of Imperial history that remains largely unexplored in official publications. The mystery surrounding their fate also allows for intriguing plot hooks, such as the possibility of surviving Thunder Warriors or the rediscovery of ancient technologies used in their creation. In tabletop gaming, while Thunder Warriors are not typically represented as a playable faction, their influence can be seen in certain rules and units. Some Space Marine chapters, particularly those with ties to Terra, may have access to relics or fighting styles that harken back to the era of the Thunder Warriors. This connection provides players with opportunities to incorporate elements of this ancient lore into their armies and narratives. The Thunder Warriors' place in the Warhammer universe ultimately serves to enrich the setting's depth and complexity. They are a reminder of the Imperium's bloody origins, the price paid for human unification, and the moral ambiguity that permeates the grim darkness of the far future. Their legacy continues to shape the Imperium, even as the truth of their existence fades into legend. The Thunder Warriors' interactions with other factions and elements of the Warhammer 40,000 universe were primarily limited to the period of the Unification Wars on Terra. However, these interactions had far-reaching consequences that shaped the Imperium and its relationships with various groups. During the Unification Wars, Thunder Warriors faced off against numerous techno-barbarian factions that had risen to power in the Age of Strife. These confrontations were brutal and uncompromising, with the Thunder Warriors often employed as a shock force to break enemy lines and demoralize opposing armies. Their battles against the Pan-Pacific Empire, the Indonesic Bloc, and the Ursh showcased their superiority over conventional human warriors and cemented their reputation as the Emperor's ultimate weapons. The relationship between Thunder Warriors and the nascent Adeptus Mechanicus was complex. While the Mechanicus had not yet formally allied with the Emperor during the Unification Wars, there were instances of cooperation and conflict. Thunder Warriors encountered and fought against various machine cults and tech priests who resisted the Emperor's rule. These engagements provided valuable intelligence on the capabilities of cybernetically enhanced opponents, information that would prove crucial in later conflicts. As the Unification Wars progressed, Thunder Warriors increasingly came into contact with other enhanced human soldiers created by rival warlords. These encounters ranged from battles against the gene-forged warriors of the Ethnarchy to skirmishes with the cyborg troops of Ursh. Each of these conflicts provided data that the Emperor used to refine the Thunder Warrior project and, later, to develop the Space Marines. The interaction between Thunder Warriors and the early Legio Custodes was one of professional respect tinged with an undercurrent of rivalry. While both groups served the Emperor, their roles and capabilities differed significantly. Custodes often fought alongside Thunder Warriors in crucial battles, their individual supremacy complementing the Thunder Warriors' battlefield dominance. However, the Custodes' unwavering loyalty to the Emperor stood in stark contrast to the increasing instability of the Thunder Warriors. As the first Astartes legions came into being, there were instances of Thunder Warriors fighting alongside these new transhuman warriors. These joint operations were rare but significant, allowing for direct comparison between the two generations of enhanced soldiers. The Space Marines' superior stability and longevity became apparent, foreshadowing the eventual obsolescence of the Thunder Warriors. The Thunder Warriors' relationship with baseline human troops of the Imperial Army was often strained. While revered as heroes of the Unification, Thunder Warriors were also feared for their volatile nature and propensity for collateral damage. Imperial Army regiments assigned to support Thunder Warrior operations often suffered high casualties, not just from enemy action, but also from friendly fire incidents caused by the Warriors' uncontrolled aggression. Interactions between Thunder Warriors and the various Navigator houses of Terra were limited but noteworthy. As the Emperor prepared for the Great Crusade, some Thunder Warriors were involved in operations to secure the cooperation of key Navigator families. These missions required a level of subtlety not typically associated with Thunder Warriors, highlighting the diverse roles they played in the Emperor's grand plan. The Thunder Warriors' encounters with Psychers during the Unification Wars were particularly significant. As the Emperor worked to bring Earth's psychic population under control, Thunder Warriors were often tasked with hunting down rogue Psychers and witch cults. These operations provided valuable experience in combating warp-based threats, knowledge that would prove invaluable in later Imperial military doctrine. In the aftermath of the Unification Wars, surviving Thunder Warriors found themselves increasingly isolated from the burgeoning Imperial society. Their interactions with other elements of the Imperium became more clandestine, with some warriors going into hiding or seeking out remote battlefields where they could continue to exercise their martial skills. Rumors persist of Thunder Warriors who escaped the purges and fled off-world, potentially coming into contact with Xeno species or isolated human colonies. While largely unsubstantiated, these tales speak to the enduring mystique of the Thunder Warriors and their potential impact beyond Terra. The legacy of the Thunder Warriors continued to influence Imperial relations with various factions long after their apparent demise. The Adeptus Mechanicus's research into their creation contributed to the development of numerous augmentation technologies. The Sisters of Silence, though created later, drew upon lessons learned from the Thunder Warriors' interactions with Psychers during the Unification Wars. In the centuries following the Horus Heresy, the myth of the Thunder Warriors occasionally resurfaced, influencing interactions between the Imperium and secessionist movements. Some rebellions claimed lineage from surviving Thunder Warriors, using this association to bolster their legitimacy and martial prowess in the eyes of their followers. The Thunder Warriors' history also affected the Imperium's approach to the development and deployment of enhanced soldiers. The Adeptus Astartes chapters, particularly those with close ties to Terra, incorporated lessons from the Thunder Warriors' successes and failures into their training regimens and combat doctrines. Even in the 41st millennium, the echo of the Thunder Warriors' interactions with the wider Imperium can be felt. Their legacy serves as both inspiration and cautionary tale, influencing everything from the development of new Primaris Space Marines to the Imperium's policies regarding genetic modification and transhuman soldiers. The story of the Thunder Warriors and their interactions with various Imperial factions underscores the complex and often ruthless nature of the Emperor's grand vision. It serves as a reminder that the Imperium was built on sacrifice and that even the mightiest heroes may be cast aside in the name of progress and necessity. The internal structure of the Thunder Warriors reflected their primary purpose as an elite fighting force. Unlike the later Space Marine legions, which developed complex hierarchies and specialized roles, the Thunder Warriors maintained a relatively streamlined organization focused on maximizing their combat effectiveness. At the apex of the Thunder Warrior hierarchy stood the Emperor himself. As their creator and supreme commander, he held ultimate authority over their deployment and operations. The Emperor's direct involvement in Thunder Warrior affairs was more pronounced than it would later be with the Space Marine legions, owing to the experimental nature of the warriors and the critical importance of the Unification Wars. Beneath the Emperor were the Primus. These individuals were the first and most powerful of the Thunder Warriors, serving as field commanders and tactical advisors. The Primus possessed a level of strategic acumen that set them apart from their brethren, allowing them to coordinate large-scale operations and adapt to the ever-changing conditions of the battlefield. Their enhanced intellect and slightly more stable genetic modifications made them invaluable assets in the Emperor's campaign to unify Terra. The bulk of the Thunder Warrior forces were organized into storm hosts, formations roughly equivalent to later Space Marine chapters in size. Each storm host typically numbered around 1,000 warriors, though this could vary based on combat losses and the specific requirements of their assigned campaigns. Storm hosts were led by Battle Kings, veteran Thunder Warriors who had proven their worth through countless engagements. Within the storm hosts, Thunder Warriors were further divided into war hosts, units of approximately 100 warriors. These war hosts formed the primary tactical elements of Thunder Warrior forces capable of operating independently or as part of larger formations. War hosts were led by Storm Lords, experienced warriors who had mastered both the art of personal combat and small unit tactics. For the smallest organizational unit within the Thunder Warrior structure was the Storm Cadre, typically consisting of 10 warriors. These cadres served as the basic building blocks of Thunder Warrior tactics, allowing for flexible deployment and rapid response to battlefield conditions. Storm cadres were often assigned specialized roles based on the unique strengths of their members, such as close combat, heavy weapons support, or breaching operations. Alongside the main combat formations, the Thunder Warriors maintained a cadre of support personnel. These included gene wrights responsible for maintaining the warriors' enhanced physiologies, armorers tasked with repairing and improving their war gear, and Medicae specialists trained in the unique medical needs of the Thunder Warriors. The warriors' chain of command was relatively straightforward, with orders flowing down from the Emperor through the Primus to the Battle Kings, Storm Lords, and individual warriors. This direct line of authority allowed for rapid deployment and decisive action, crucial factors in the fast-paced and often chaotic battles of the Unification Wars. Promotion within the ranks of the Thunder Warriors was based primarily on combat performance and survival. As casualties mounted and new warriors were created, those who survived multiple engagements naturally rose to positions of greater responsibility. This system ensured that leadership roles were filled by the most battle-hardened and experienced warriors, but it also meant that the unstable nature of Thunder Warrior physiology played a significant role in shaping their command structure. Specialized roles within the Thunder Warrior ranks were less formalized than they would later become in the Space Marine Legions. While some warriors naturally excelled in certain combat roles, such as close quarters fighting or heavy weapons deployment, the overall emphasis was on producing well-rounded soldiers capable of adapting to any battlefield situation. Training and indoctrination played a crucial role in maintaining the Thunder Warriors' internal structure. From the moment of their creation, Thunder Warriors were subjected to intense physical and mental conditioning designed to instill absolute loyalty to the Emperor and an unshakable belief in their own superiority. This indoctrination helped to mitigate some of the psychological instabilities inherent in their enhanced physiology and fostered a strong sense of brotherhood among the warriors. The Thunder Warrior system of honors and recognitions was rudimentary compared to later imperial military traditions. Valor in battle was typically rewarded with increased responsibilities and access to better war gear. Some warriors earned unique titles or cognomens based on their exploits, but there was little in the way of formal decorations or awards. As the Unification Wars progressed and the flaws in the Thunder Warriors' creation became more apparent, their internal structure began to show signs of strain. The increasing mental instability of many warriors led to disciplinary problems and breakdowns in the chain of command. In response, the Emperor and the Primus implemented stricter control measures and began to rely more heavily on the most stable elements within the Thunder Warrior ranks. The final days of the Thunder Warriors saw a fracturing of their once cohesive structure. As rumors of their impending obsolescence spread, some warriors broke away from the main force, forming renegade bands that fought on even after the official conclusion of the Unification Wars. These splinter groups often maintained a semblance of their former hierarchy, with charismatic leaders rallying their brethren to continue fighting for various causes. The legacy of the Thunder Warriors' internal structure can be seen in the early organization of the Space Marine Legions. While the Astartes would develop far more complex hierarchies and specialized roles, the basic principles of a streamlined chain of command and combat-focused organization were carried forward from their Thunder Warrior predecessors. The creation of the Thunder Warriors represented a quantum leap in human biotechnology, blending cutting-edge science with the Emperor's arcane knowledge. This fusion of technology and what might be considered magic by less advanced cultures produced warriors of unprecedented power. At the core of Thunder Warrior enhancement was gene crafting. The Emperor utilized techniques that went beyond mere genetic manipulation, incorporating elements of his own DNA and warp-based alterations. This process reshaped the warriors at a fundamental level, rewriting their genetic code to unlock latent human potential. The enhancement procedure involved a series of intensive surgeries and chemical treatments. Aspirants underwent organ implantation, skeletal reinforcement, and muscular augmentation. These modifications were more extreme and less refined than those later used for the Adeptus Astartes, prioritizing raw power over long-term stability. One of the key technologies employed in Thunder Warrior creation was the accelerated maturation chamber. These devices, precursors to the gene seed implantation pods used for Space Marines, allowed for rapid physical development and the integration of cybernetic enhancements. Cybernetic augmentation played a significant role in Thunder Warrior capabilities. Neural implants enhanced reflexes and allowed for direct interface with their weaponry. Some warriors received ocular augments that provided advanced targeting capabilities and the ability to see in multiple light spectrums. The Thunder Warrior's armor represented the pinnacle of Terra's recovered technology. Crafted from advanced ceramite and adamantium alloys, it provided protection far beyond contemporary designs. The armor incorporated power assists to enhance the wearer's already formidable strength and agility. Power supply was a critical aspect of Thunder Warrior technology. Their armor and weapons required substantial energy, necessitating the development of compact, high-output power cells. These power sources were precursors to the fusion packs later used in Astartes' power armor. The iconic Thunder Hammer, while not exclusive to Thunder Warriors, saw extensive use in their ranks. These weapons combined advanced impact compensators with disruptive energy fields, allowing warriors to deliver devastating blows capable of sundering tank armor. Ranged warfare saw the introduction of early bolter designs. These weapons fired self-propelled mass-reactive rounds that exploded after penetration, maximizing damage to the target. The Thunder Warriors' enhanced physiology allowed them to wield larger, more powerful variants of these weapons compared to unaugmented humans. Complementing their physical enhancements, Thunder Warriors underwent extensive psycho-indoctrination. This process, bordering on the magical in its effectiveness, instilled unwavering loyalty and suppressed fear responses. It also implanted complex tactical knowledge directly into the warriors' minds. The Emperor's psychic abilities played a crucial, if poorly understood, role in Thunder Warrior creation. Some speculate that he imbued the warriors with a fraction of his own psychic potential, granting them heightened resistance to warp influences and unnatural vitality in combat. Medical technology for Thunder Warriors was highly advanced, incorporating rapid healing compounds and bionic replacements. Field Medicae units utilized molecular bonding techniques to seal wounds and stabilize critically injured warriors, allowing them to return to battle with astonishing speed. The Thunder Warriors' enhanced metabolism required specialized nutrition. Combat rations were developed that could sustain their incredible energy demands, packing massive caloric content into compact, easily consumed forms. Transportation technology saw significant advancements to accommodate Thunder Warrior deployments. Heavy assault vehicles were designed to withstand the warriors' immense weight and provide mobile fire support. Dropships capable of rapid insertion into hostile environments became a staple of Thunder Warrior operations. Communication systems for Thunder Warriors included encrypted Vox networks and battlefield cogitators. These allowed for real-time tactical updates and coordination between units, enhancing their effectiveness as a cohesive fighting force. As the Thunder Warriors' flaws became apparent, efforts were made to stabilize their physiology. This led to advancements in genetic therapy and the development of specialized drug regimens designed to counteract cellular degradation and mental instability. The technology used in Thunder Warrior creation had far-reaching implications. Many of the advancements made during this period laid the groundwork for future Imperial technologies, including those used in the creation of the Adeptus Astartes and other transhuman warriors. Some of the more esoteric aspects of Thunder Warrior technology bordered on the arcane. Rumors persist of warriors imbued with abilities that defied scientific explanation, such as preternatural combat precognition or the ability to instill terror through sheer force of will. The intersection of technology and what might be termed magic in Thunder Warrior creation highlights the blurred lines between science and the supernatural in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. The Emperor's unique knowledge allowed for the manipulation of reality in ways that even the most advanced human sciences couldn't fully explain. As the Unification Wars concluded, much of the specific technology used in Thunder Warrior creation was lost or deliberately destroyed. This loss of knowledge contributed to the air of mystery surrounding the warriors and fueled countless legends about their capabilities. The legacy of Thunder Warrior technology lived on in various forms throughout the Imperium. From the gene-forging techniques used by the Adeptus Mechanicus to the combat doctrines of the Adeptus Astartes, the advancements made during the creation of the Thunder Warriors continued to shape the Imperium for millennia to come. The culture of the Thunder Warriors was forged in the crucible of constant warfare, shaping their ideology and worldview in profound ways. Their existence, focused solely on combat and conquest, created a unique ethos that set them apart from both their unaugmented human allies and their eventual successors, the Space Marines. Central to Thunder Warrior culture was the concept of martial pride. These warriors saw themselves as the pinnacle of human evolution, living weapons created by the Emperor himself. This belief fostered an unshakable confidence in their abilities, bordering on arrogance. They reveled in their physical superiority, often seeking out the most challenging opponents to prove their worth. The Thunder Warriors embraced a code of honor rooted in personal combat prowess. While they functioned effectively as a military unit, individual achievement was highly valued. Warriors would challenge themselves and each other to feats of strength and skill, constantly pushing the limits of their enhanced bodies. Loyalty to the Emperor was a cornerstone of Thunder Warrior ideology. Their devotion went beyond mere obedience, approaching religious fervor. The Emperor was viewed not just as a leader, but as a father figure and living god. This devotion was reinforced through constant indoctrination and the warriors' own experiences of the Emperor's overwhelming psychic presence. The concept of unity and purpose permeated Thunder Warrior culture. Despite their individual pride, they recognized the importance of fighting as a cohesive force. This was reflected in their battle cries and rituals, which often invoked themes of brotherhood and shared destiny. Thunder Warriors developed a complex relationship with death. Their enhanced physiology and constant exposure to combat bred a certain fatalism. They knew their lives would be short and violent, leading to a culture that celebrated glorious deaths in battle. Fallen comrades were honored through oral traditions, their names and deeds recounted to inspire future generations. The warriors' unstable nature influenced their cultural practices. Moments of lucidity between battles were precious, often spent in intense reflection or preparation for the next conflict. Some Thunder Warriors turned to artistic expression as a means of coping with their volatile emotions, creating stark, visceral works that reflected their violent existence. Ritual played a significant role in Thunder Warrior culture. Pre-battle ceremonies involved weapon blessings, war paint application, and recitation of oaths. These rituals served both practical and psychological purposes, focusing the warriors' minds and reinforcing unit cohesion. The Thunder Warriors developed their own linguistic quirks and battle cant. Their speech was often direct and forceful, peppered with technical jargon related to warfare and their own physiology. Nicknames and honorifics based on battle deeds were common, becoming an integral part of a warrior's identity. Their ideology was shaped by a sense of manifest destiny. The Thunder Warriors believed unequivocally in the Emperor's vision of a unified human race. They saw themselves as the vanguard of a new age, destined to forge the future of humanity through conquest and sacrifice. The concept of transhuman superiority was deeply ingrained in Thunder Warrior culture. They viewed unaugmented humans with a mixture of pity and disdain, seeing them as relics of a weaker past. This belief sometimes led to tensions with the mortal elements of the Emperor's forces. Despite their short lifespans, Thunder Warriors developed a strong sense of legacy. They were acutely aware of their role in shaping humanity's future and sought to leave a lasting impact. This manifested in the creation of oral histories, the preservation of battle trophies, and the mentoring of younger warriors. The warriors' relationship with pain was complex. While their enhanced bodies could endure tremendous punishment, chronic pain was a constant companion due to their unstable physiology. This led to a culture that both embraced and transcended pain, viewing it as a test of will and a reminder of their transient existence. Humor among the Thunder Warriors tended towards the dark and fatalistic. They developed a gallows humor that helped them cope with the horrors of war and their own genetic instabilities. Jokes often revolved around their short lifespans, the failures of their enemies, and the absurdities of combat. As their flaws became more apparent, a strain of melancholy entered Thunder Warrior culture. The realization of their own obsolescence led some to question their place in the Emperor's grand plan. This existential angst was often channeled into even more fervent dedication to their duties, a final attempt to prove their worth. The Thunder Warriors' culture was not monolithic. Different storm hosts developed their own traditions and ideological nuances. Some embraced a more contemplative approach, while others became increasingly aggressive and uncontrollable as their genetic flaws manifested. Their ideology left little room for concepts like mercy or civilian life. The Thunder Warriors were weapons, and they viewed all aspects of existence through the lens of conflict. This single-minded focus made them incredibly effective in battle, but ill-suited for any role beyond warfare. The concept of genetic purity took on religious overtones in Thunder Warrior culture. They viewed their enhanced bodies as sacred gifts from the Emperor, leading to rituals focused on maintaining physical perfection. Warriors who succumbed to genetic degradation often faced a crisis of faith along with their physical decline. In their final days, Thunder Warrior culture fractured. Some clung desperately to their roles as the Emperor's chosen warriors, while others began to question the purpose of their creation and the justice of their impending fate. This ideological split would have profound consequences in the aftermath of the Unification Wars. The Thunder Warriors faced a multitude of conflicts and challenges throughout their existence, both on and off the battlefield. Their journey from the Emperor's elite shock troops to obsolete relics was fraught with physical, psychological, and existential struggles. On the battlefields of Terra, Thunder Warriors confronted formidable foes. The techn-barbarian warlords fielded armies equipped with recovered Dark Age technology, presenting unique tactical challenges. Battles against the Axisania mech synod tested the warriors' ability to combat cybernetically enhanced opponents, while clashes with the Psyker-led ethnarchy forced them to adapt to psychic warfare. The Siege of stands out as a particularly grueling conflict. Thunder Warriors faced not only enemy forces, but also the harsh environment of rad wastes and chem zones. This battle highlighted their incredible resilience, but also exposed weaknesses in their long-term endurance. Internal conflicts plagued the Thunder Warriors as their genetic instabilities manifested. Instances of warriors succumbing to uncontrollable rages mid-battle became more frequent, endangering both mission objectives and fellow soldiers. Commanders grappled with the challenge of maintaining unit cohesion while accounting for these unpredictable outbursts. The deterioration of their enhanced physiology presented an ongoing struggle. Thunder Warriors faced chronic pain and progressive physical decline, battling not just external enemies but their own bodies. This constant war against cellular degeneration took a toll on morale and combat effectiveness. Psychological instability emerged as a significant challenge. Many Thunder Warriors experienced severe mood swings, paranoia, and hallucinations. These mental health issues strained the warriors' Brotherhood and complicated their interactions with regular human forces. As the unification wars progressed, Thunder Warriors confronted the moral ambiguity of their actions. The brutality required to unify Terra under the Emperor's rule led some to question the righteousness of their cause. This ethical dilemma created internal conflicts within individual warriors and between different factions of the Force. The introduction of the first Space Marines presented a new type of challenge. Thunder Warriors grappled with feelings of obsolescence and resentment as they witnessed the rise of these new, more stable transhuman warriors. This led to tensions and occasional violent confrontations between Thunder Warriors and early Astartes. Leadership challenges arose as veteran warriors succumbed to genetic degradation. The rapid turnover in command positions disrupted tactical continuity and forced constant adaptation in battlefield strategies. This instability in the chain of command sometimes led to conflicting orders and confusion during crucial moments in battle. The Thunder Warriors' limited lifespan created a constant need for new recruits. This pressure to maintain numbers sometimes led to the acceptance of less suitable candidates, potentially compromising the overall quality and reliability of the force. Logistical challenges were significant. The Thunder Warriors' enhanced metabolism and specialized equipment required a complex supply chain. Ensuring adequate provisions, ammunition, and replacement parts during prolonged campaigns proved increasingly difficult as the scale of conflicts grew. The warriors' aggressive combat doctrine sometimes clashed with the Emperor's broader strategic goals. Their tendency to cause excessive collateral damage and their difficulty in handling delicate diplomatic situations limited their usefulness in certain scenarios, creating conflicts with overall imperial policy. As rumors of their impending obsolescence spread, Thunder Warriors faced an existential crisis. The realization that they might be discarded after the completion of their mission led to feelings of betrayal and despair. Some warriors struggled to find purpose beyond warfare, leading to disciplinary issues and desertion. The final challenge came with the alleged purge of the Thunder Warriors. Those who became aware of the plan faced the ultimate conflict: loyalty to the Emperor versus self-preservation. This led to desperate last stands, attempts to flee, and in some cases, outright rebellion against the Imperium they had helped to forge. Surviving Thunder Warriors encountered a new set of challenges in the aftermath of the Purge. They faced a constant struggle to evade Imperial forces, maintain their deteriorating bodies, and find a place in a galaxy that had moved on without them. The legacy of the Thunder Warriors presented ongoing challenges for the Imperium. Their story raised uncomfortable questions about the Emperor's methods and the true cost of unification. The possibility of surviving Thunder Warriors remained a potential security threat, leading to occasional witch hunts and purges. In death, the Thunder Warriors continued to pose challenges. The need to dispose of their enhanced remains without leaving evidence of their existence strained Imperial resources. There were instances of scavengers attempting to recover Thunder Warrior gene seed or technology, risking the exposure of carefully buried secrets. The memory of the Thunder Warriors created ideological challenges for later Imperial forces. Their tale of loyalty, sacrifice, and ultimate betrayal resonated with some elements within the Imperium, particularly during times of crisis or rebellion. The technological legacy of the Thunder Warriors presented ethical and practical challenges for the Adeptus Mechanicus. The knowledge gained from their creation was simultaneously coveted and feared, leading to internal conflicts within the Mechanicus over the appropriate use of this information. Finally, the very existence of the Thunder Warriors challenged the Imperium's historical narrative. Efforts to erase them from official records conflicted with the oral traditions and scattered evidence of their deeds, creating an ongoing struggle between truth and officially sanctioned history. Goro the Chainbreaker emerged as a legendary figure among the Thunder Warriors. Known for his unparalleled strength, Goro earned his moniker by literally breaking the chains used to restrain captive behemoths during the assault on the Maul and Sen Confederacy. His feats of raw power inspired his fellow warriors and struck terror into the hearts of enemies. Shade Terror, a Thunder Warrior specialized in stealth operations, defied the typical image of his brethren. Despite his massive frame, Shade Terror developed techniques to move silently, becoming the Emperor's go-to operative for eliminating high-value targets. His exploits during the infiltration of the Indonesic block's inner sanctum became the stuff of whispered legends. The Crimson Fist, whose true name was lost to history, stood out for his martial skill. Eschewing ranged weapons, he waded into battle armed only with his power gauntlets. The Crimson Fist's dueling prowess became so renowned that enemy warlords would challenge him to single combat, hoping to turn the tide of battle by defeating this living legend. Enzra Hex, one of the few female Thunder Warriors, distinguished herself as a tactical genius. Her innovative strategies during the Siege of saved countless lives and secured victory against seemingly insurmountable odds. Enzra's legacy lived on in Imperial military doctrine long after the Thunder Warriors' time. The Old Hundred referred to a group of Thunder Warriors who survived long past their expected lifespans. These grizzled veterans, led by the enigmatic warrior known only as Centaurus, became a symbol of resilience and adaptability. Their continued existence challenged the notion that all Thunder Warriors were destined for early graves. Arkdurin Valian stood out as a Thunder Warrior who embraced intellectual pursuits alongside his martial duties. Known as the Philosopher Warrior, Valian penned treatises on strategy and the nature of transhuman existence. His writings, though largely suppressed, continued to circulate in underground imperial scholarly circles for millennia. The Black Judges were a specialized unit of Thunder Warriors tasked with maintaining discipline within their own ranks. Led by the imposing figure of Morox the Unyielding, the Black Judges were both respected and feared by their fellow warriors. Their unflinching dedication to order showcased a different aspect of Thunder Warrior potential. Skaldrake the Thunderbolt epitomized the shock assault doctrine of the Thunder Warriors. His signature tactic involved dropping into battle from high altitude using a crude form of grav-shoot technology. Skaldrake's daring aerial assaults turned the tide in numerous engagements, most notably during the battle for the Caucasus Wastes. The Terawatt clan, a group of Thunder Warriors with an affinity for technology, played a crucial role in adapting and maintaining the advanced war gear used by their brethren. Led by the brilliant but unstable Magos Thule, the Terawatts pushed the boundaries of what was possible with Thunder Warrior physiology, sometimes with catastrophic results. Vash the Untamed earned renown for his incredible survival skills. After being separated from his unit during the Ural extinction campaign, Vash not only survived in the Rad Wastes for months, but returned with valuable intelligence that led to the campaign's success. His exploits became a testament to the Thunder Warriors' resilience. The Stonebones brothers, a trio of Thunder Warriors who shared a particularly resilient gene seed variant, became symbols of the Warriors' teamwork and brotherhood. Their coordinated fighting style and unbreakable bond made them a formidable force on the battlefield and beloved figures among their fellow warriors. Zephyrus the Galeborn possessed an uncanny ability to predict and manipulate weather patterns. Whether this was a result of his genetic modifications or some innate psychic ability remains debated. Zephyrus's talents proved invaluable during sieges and naval engagements where control of the elements could mean the difference between victory and defeat. The last stand of Warlord Zan became a defining moment for the Thunder Warriors. Led by the charismatic Battle King Tybalt, a small force of Thunder Warriors held off an entire army of gene-crafted abominations, buying time for the Emperor to deliver the killing blow to Zan's regime. Though none survived, their sacrifice was immortalized in Imperial legend. Kalia the Truthsayer emerged as a unique figure among the Thunder Warriors. Possessing limited precognitive abilities, Kalia served as an advisor to her fellow warriors and even to the Emperor himself. Her cryptic warnings and strategic insights played a crucial role in several key victories during the Unification Wars. The Praetorian, whose true identity remained a closely guarded secret, was rumored to be the Emperor's personal Thunder Warrior bodyguard. Clad in ornate golden armor and wielding weapons of incredible power, the Praetorian was said to appear at critical moments to turn the tide of battle or protect the Emperor from hidden threats. Fenrix the Doom Howler gained infamy for his terrifying battle cry, which was said to induce panic in even the most stalwart enemies. Whether this was due to some quirk of his augmented physiology or a primitive psychic ability was never determined, but Fenrix's voice became a psychological weapon in its own right. The Stormwalkers, a specialized unit of Thunder Warriors, mastered the art of void warfare. Led by the cunning strategist Vortiga, these warriors adapted their abilities to zero-gravity environments, becoming instrumental in securing orbital platforms and space-based assets during the final stages of Terran unification. Heraklion the Reborn garnered attention for his unprecedented ability to overcome the genetic instabilities plaguing the Thunder Warriors. After seemingly succumbing to cellular degeneration, Heraklion emerged from a coma with renewed vitality. His case became a subject of intense study, though attempts to replicate his recovery in other warriors proved futile. The Forge-bound, a reclusive group of Thunder Warriors, devoted themselves to the creation and maintenance of their brethren's war gear. Under the guidance of the master artisan Vulcan, no relation to the future Primarch, they produced some of the finest weapons and armor of the Unification Wars era, many of which became revered relics. Astria the Stormcaller, one of the last Thunder Warriors to fall in battle, gained legendary status for her final stand against the forces of Cardinal Tang. Alone and surrounded, Astria held off an entire army for 3 days and nights, her thunderhammer striking with the fury of the tempests she was named after. Her last words, vowing eternal loyalty to the Emperor, became a rallying cry for future Imperial forces. The Thunder Warriors' influence on the Warhammer 40,000 universe extends far beyond their brief existence, shaping both narrative elements and gameplay mechanics in various ways. In the overarching narrative, the Thunder Warriors serve as a dark precursor to the Space Marines. Their creation and subsequent fate raise questions about the Emperor's methods and morality, adding layers of complexity to the Imperium's foundation myth. This backstory provides rich material for storytellers, allowing for exploration of themes such as sacrifice, obsolescence, and the cost of progress. The mystery surrounding the Thunder Warriors' disappearance creates narrative tension within the setting. Rumors of surviving Thunder Warriors offer plot hooks for stories set in the current timeline, with the potential for these ancient warriors to resurface and challenge the established order of the Imperium. In novels and short stories, Thunder Warriors often appear in flashbacks or historical accounts, providing a glimpse into the brutality of the Unification Wars. These depictions serve to illustrate how far the Imperium has come, while also highlighting the cyclical nature of violence and conquest in the setting. The technological and genetic legacy of the Thunder Warriors influences many aspects of the current setting. Their creation serves as a foundation for understanding the development of Space Marines, Custodes, and other enhanced humans in the Imperium. This connection allows for storytelling that ties together different eras of the setting's history. For gameplay, while Thunder Warriors are not typically available as a standard playable faction, their influence can be seen in various rules and units. Some Space Marine chapters or special characters might have access to relics or abilities that harken back to the Thunder Warriors, representing the rediscovery of ancient technologies or techniques. In narrative-driven campaigns, Thunder Warriors can serve as powerful antagonists or uneasy allies. Their inclusion in a story allows for exploration of the Imperium's hidden history and can create moral dilemmas for players whose characters encounter these living legends. The Thunder Warriors' unstable nature translates into gameplay mechanics that emphasize their raw power, but also their unpredictability. In specialized game modes or narrative play, rules for Thunder Warrior units might include abilities that grant tremendous strength at the cost of potential drawbacks, reflecting their flawed but potent nature. Their legacy influences the design of certain units and weapons in the game. The Thunderhammer, while not exclusive to Thunder Warriors, draws its lineage from their era and serves as a tangible link to this earlier age of warfare in the game's setting. The aesthetic of the Thunder Warriors informs aspects of Space Marine design, particularly for chapters or units that draw upon the earliest days of the Imperium for inspiration. This visual callback helps to reinforce the historical depth of the setting within the game's miniatures and artwork. In RPG adaptations of the setting, the Thunder Warriors provide a template for creating powerful but flawed characters. Their tragic history offers rich role-playing opportunities, allowing players to explore themes of loyalty, purpose, and identity within the context of the Imperium. The secrecy surrounding the Thunder Warriors in the game's lore encourages community engagement and theory crafting. Players and fans often speculate about the true fate of these warriors, creating a vibrant discourse that enhances the overall Warhammer 40,000 experience. For game designers, the Thunder Warriors represent a narrative tool for introducing new elements to the setting. The rediscovery of Thunder Warrior technology or the emergence of long-lost warriors can serve as a catalyst for new unit types, campaign settings, or story arcs. In tactical video game adaptations, Thunder Warriors might appear as unique units in historical campaigns, offering players a chance to experience the raw power of these early super soldiers while grappling with their limitations and the moral implications of their use. The concept of the Thunder Warriors influences game balance discussions, serving as a benchmark for the upper limits of transhuman capability within the setting. Their example helps to contextualize the power levels of various factions and units in the game. For painters and modelers, the Thunder Warriors offer opportunities for unique conversion projects and color schemes. Creating Thunder Warrior-inspired units or dioramas allows hobbyists to engage with a lesser-explored aspect of the setting's history. In educational aspects of the hobby, the Thunder Warriors serve as an entry point for discussions about the setting's deep lore. Their history provides a manageable chunk of background information that can help new players understand the complexities of the Warhammer 40,000 universe. The ethical questions raised by the Thunder Warriors' creation and fate provide material for narrative-driven gameplay scenarios. Players might be confronted with similar moral dilemmas in their games, adding depth to their engagement with the setting. In expanded game formats, such as apocalypse-scale battles, rules for fielding Thunder Warrior-inspired units could add a new dimension to gameplay, allowing for massive clashes that evoke the epic conflicts of the Unification Wars. The Thunder Warriors' influence extends to game world-building tools, inspiring the creation of similar warrior casts in player-designed campaigns or alternate histories. This legacy encourages creative engagement with the setting beyond the established canon. The future of the Thunder Warriors within the Warhammer 40,000 universe offers intriguing possibilities for narrative expansion and gameplay evolution. Exploration of surviving Thunder Warriors could yield compelling storylines. These ancient warriors, having somehow endured the millennia, might emerge with unique perspectives on the Imperium's development. Their reappearance could spark conflicts with the Adeptus Astartes or Inquisition, challenging established Imperial dogma. Genetic legacy of the Thunder Warriors may resurface in unexpected ways. New gene seed flaws in certain Space Marine chapters could be traced back to Thunder Warrior DNA, leading to investigations into the Imperium's shrouded past and potentially unlocking forgotten powers or technologies. Archaeological discoveries on Terra might unearth hidden caches of Thunder Warrior technology or historical records. Such finds could trigger a race between various factions to secure these relics, offering fresh narrative threads and gameplay scenarios. The development of Primaris Marines opens avenues for drawing parallels with the Thunder Warriors. Exploration of the similarities and differences between these two enhanced warrior types could provide insights into the Emperor's evolving vision for transhuman soldiers. Alternate history narratives could examine scenarios where the Thunder Warriors weren't phased out. These what-if storylines might depict a drastically different Imperium, exploring themes of transhumanism and the costs of genetic manipulation on a galactic scale. Chaos forces might seek to exploit the legacy of the Thunder Warriors. Attempts to recreate or corrupt their gene seed could lead to new types of enhanced warriors, presenting fresh challenges for Imperial forces and expanding the roster of Chaos units. Investigations into the Thunder Warriors' mental conditioning techniques could reveal links to other Imperial institutions. This could shed light on the development of organizations like the Assassinorum or the Inquisition, enriching the setting's interconnected history. The Adeptus Mechanicus might renew interest in Thunder Warrior technology. Efforts to reclaim this lost knowledge could drive storylines involving rediscovered STC fragments or dangerous experiments to replicate their creation process. Expansion of the Horus. Heresy narrative might delve deeper into the Thunder Warriors' influence on the Primarchs and early Legiones Astartes. This could reveal hidden connections or rivalries that shaped the events leading to the Civil War. Development of specialized game modes could allow players to field Thunder Warrior units in historical reenactments. These narrative-driven scenarios would offer unique gameplay experiences, showcasing the raw power and tragic flaws of these early super soldiers. Creation of Thunder Warrior-inspired relics or war gear for existing factions could introduce new tactical options. These powerful but unpredictable items would reflect the volatile nature of Thunder Warrior technology, adding strategic depth to army customization. Exploration of Thunder Warrior successors or offshoots could introduce new factions or sub-factions. These groups, perhaps descended from escaped or experimental Thunder Warriors, would offer fresh aesthetic and gameplay options for players. Deeper examination of the Thunder Warriors' cultural impact on early Imperial society might reveal enduring traditions or beliefs. This could manifest in certain Imperial cults or the practices of specific Forge worlds, adding richness to the setting's cultural tapestry. The philosophical implications of the Thunder Warriors' fate could be further explored, particularly in relation to the Imperium's treatment of veterans or obsolete technologies. This thematic development could inform storylines dealing with moral dilemmas in the grimdark future. Integration of Thunder Warrior lore into Xeno storylines could reveal interesting connections. Perhaps certain alien races encountered Thunder Warriors during early extrasolar expeditions, leading to long-held beliefs or strategies about human capabilities. Development of Thunder Warrior-themed terrain or battlefield elements could add new dimensions to tabletop gameplay. Ancient Thunder Warrior fortresses or stasis vaults could become objective points, influencing battle strategies with their powerful but unstable technologies. Exploration of potential psychic abilities latent in Thunder Warrior gene seed could open new narrative possibilities. The awakening of these long-dormant powers in their Space Marine descendants could tie into larger storylines about humanity's psychic evolution. The influence of Thunder Warrior combat doctrines on certain Space Marine chapters or Imperial Guard regiments could be expanded. This could introduce new units or tactics that pay homage to the brutal efficiency of the Unification Wars era. Investigations into the long-term effects of Thunder Warrior genetic modifications on Terra's population could yield interesting plot points. Unusual genetic quirks in certain Terran populations might trace back to the Thunder Warriors, leading to new types of Imperial recruits or hidden threats.